Hi, it's the Irish Gypsy here to deliver your December 2016 general readings. I am still using the Gilded Tarot deck by artist Ciro Marchetti, drawing 8 cards for the month, 2 cards for each week, with an additional 9th card from the bottom of the deck representing your overall energy and advice for the reading. Make sure to check your rising and your moon sign videos as well, because these are general readings and they, of course, are not going to play out the same for everyone who watches because there's so many of you watching and everybody has different things going on in their lives. So your rising and your moon sign videos may resonate a little more predictively for you this month in this reading. Or if you're like me, watching all three gives you different aspects of different areas of your life. So by watching all three together, you have a more clear and cohesive picture of the time frame ahead that the readings cover. So watch all three if you know them and if you can. Always a note of gratitude before we begin. Thank you so very much for those of you who continue to watch and listen and follow so faithfully each month. Your support and feedback means a great deal to me, and keep those comments coming. You guys are brilliant. I love reading them. And as I always say, my favorites are reading how the readings, even the general readings, play out specifically for you in your lives. And thank you for taking the time to write to me or to comment on the videos. And welcome to any newcomers that are here today. Thank you also to my regular clients for allowing me to be a part of the chapters of your life as they continue to unfold, and for the frequent feedback you give me on how those readings play out in your lives. Thank you to all of you who continue to reach out for personal one-on-one readings. It is my favorite thing to do. And if any of you are interested in a personal one-on-one reading with me or for anyone else, it's the holiday season and I'm already getting a lot of requests and orders for gift readings. Although you can order a gift reading at any time of the year for family and friends and loved ones, they do make a lovely and unique personal gift, particularly during the holidays. So if you're interested in a reading, a gift reading, or for yourself, you can click on the little About button on my YouTube channel's homepage, which will give you a little more information and detail, and my email address. You can email me directly at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. I would be delighted to work with you. I do readings full-time, 6 days a week, so I'm able to get back with you quite quickly and set up a reading within a fairly short period of time. Current turnaround time is anywhere from a couple of days upwards of 2 weeks, but almost always within 2 weeks we can set up a reading for you. And thank you to those of you who do. I'm grateful for the trust that you place in me to interpret and intuit the cards for you. So moving right along, let's get into this reading. This is for Taurus for December 2016. What does the month of December 2016 have in store for the earth sign of Taurus? Taurus the bull, our Taurians. What do they need to see? What do they need to know to successfully navigate through the month of December? Taurus, December 2016. Taurus, December 2016. Okay, Taurus. We begin with the Three of Swords, followed by the Page of Wands, we have the Eight of Pentacles, followed by the High Priestess, the Fool, followed by the Hierophant, and the Ace of Pentacles, followed by the Nine of Swords. From the bottom of the deck, your overall energy and advice is the Four of Pentacles. I'm already getting this coming in. Of course, how this plays out specifically is going to vary because there's a lot of you watching. But I feel like for a lot of you, it's almost as if out of some kind of perhaps heartbreak or a deep disappointment about something, you've gotten a new idea, or it has actually propelled you to have a new idea of how to take control of your life in a different sort of way, or control of your destiny in a different sort of way. And it's coming from a place of pain and disappointment, but it feels as if it has motivated you or propelled you towards a new direction, towards a new beginning. I do see some fear and doubt and insecurity, some resistance, perhaps a desire to hold on to something old, but also feeling pulled in a new and different direction over the month of December, which I know can be challenging sometimes for earth signs who like things to be sometimes very, predictable and set and kind of be able to have your itinerary and your roadmap. Um, and it looks like there's a bit of a struggle with that this month, Taurus, in December 2016. But it looks like the universe is propelling you towards a new beginning. You actually have a couple of cards that point to that quite strongly. So let's begin. We find ourselves at the beginning of December 2016, Taurus, with the energy of the Three of Swords paired with the Page of Wands. So the Three of Swords is not a card I like to see for people because it does represent heartbreak, heartache, emotional pain, or a very deep sense of disappointment. Swords is air energy. It rules the suit of swords rules the area of our life that deals with what goes on up here: cerebral, mental, intellectual energy, words, ideas, communication, thoughts, outlooks, perspectives, belief systems. The Three of Swords is often a card of heartbreak or heartache. It can represent a sense of deep emotional pain or disappointment over something. Sometimes in relationship issues, it can come up when there's been issues with infidelity or cheating because there is a triangular energy to the Three of Swords. I feel like for a lot of you, though, at least a good portion of you, this is actually less about relationships and more about work or job or career somehow. And of course, it's going to play differently. For some of you, it's going to be more about relationships or a personal relationship. For some of you, I think for a lot of you, I'm getting job, career. There's been some kind of disappointment or heartbreak and even a sense of betrayal for some of you. It could be for some of you that perhaps you've been waiting for um, at work, maybe you've been waiting for a promotion, have sought out promotion or a specific kind of move in your workplace or career path somehow, and that's been I think some of you maybe feel like that's been taken away from you or a job or position was given to somebody else. Um, there's a sense of disappointment in love and relationships. There could be a sense of betrayal. Maybe some of you were cheated on. Um, or there's been a recent breakup of some kind. Some of you, this could be the loss of a job. Maybe some of you were fired or downsized or had your hours cut or something of that sort. For some of you, this could be a learning environment, an educational environment of some kind. We do have the Hierophant here in the Eight of Pentacles, so this could be um, perhaps you've been putting a lot of time, work, effort into a course of study, and maybe you failed an exam, or it's going to play out differently for everyone watching. But the fundamental energy is that there's been a huge disappointment or emotional pain or heartbreak over something, whatever the situation represents for you. But out of that has come an energy and kind of a new awakening idea about how to propel your life forward, how to kind of start over with a clean slate and take control of your own destiny. I think some of you are kind of out of this difficult and challenging place, have kind of come up with a new idea of what direction you want to go in, although you still may be a little scared or unsure about that. That Three of Swords is paired with a Page of Wands. So Wands is fire energy, and the suit of Wands is usually manifests itself in career or artistic ideas, projects. It's governed by fire, so it's a dynamic, action-oriented suit. It's about creating, manifesting, building, change, movement, action, power. Pages are the youngest and least mature energies of the tarot, and when they show up in a reading, particularly in the present position, because this is showing up at kind of the beginning of December, end of November, going into December, they can represent being at the beginning of a new phase of your life, at the very start of your life, taking a new direction, and they can represent having a new idea about how to take control of your life path, take control of your destiny, kind of like starting over with a clean slate, but with momentum in your favor because it's Wands is governed by the element of fire. So this is about starting over, starting new, starting fresh, and kind of building up a sense of enthusiasm and momentum behind it. Still at the page stage, still maybe still maybe kind of unsure and doubtful, a lot still left to learn, but being at the beginning phase of it and kind of building up a sense of momentum and enthusiasm. I am getting a sense though, Taurus, it's almost as if there's a battle going on with earth energy and fire energy. It's almost as if you're kind of starting to get an idea and excitement about perhaps what else you could do coming out of this challenging or painful place, but there's almost a resistance to it, a desire to hold on to what's familiar, even though it isn't working for you anymore, but still kind of being pulled or compelled to go in a new direction and being asked to have faith in that too. So next to that, we have the combination of the Eight of Pentacles paired with the High Priestess, Major Arcana card. So the Eight of Pentacles, Pentacles is earth energy. So the suit of Pentacles governs things in our earthly tangible world, which most often manifests in things like money, finances, job, property, assets, resources, career, etc. The Eight of Pentacles is a card I often refer to as the worker bee card because it shows the slow, steady, successful building up of the foundation of something. It's the artisan card. You can see this man is working at his desk. He's hard at work on this eighth pentacle. He's already completed seven. He has been hard at work. This is about determination, diligence, perseverance, putting just as much attention and detail on this eighth pentacle as he has to the other seven dancing in the air above his head. It can represent putting in a lot of hours, putting in a lot of work, but successfully because he has a vision, he has a goal, he has a dream, and he's working hard at it. You can see this as the sun is setting and he's already lit his candles. Perhaps you've been burning the candles at both ends. Everybody else may have gone home, but he's still at his desk hard at work because, again, he has a vision, he has a dream, a desire, a goal, something he's working towards. And he's being successful at it because he's reached the eight already. Now, the Eight of Pentacles is paired with the High Priestess, Major Arcana card, very powerful card. This is a card about, it can be about spirituality and intuition. It is a very intuitive card. It's a card about trusting in your gut instincts, trusting in your intuition, which is really your connection with the divine. It's not about thoughts and ideas or even feelings and emotions so much. It's about that deeper sense of knowing in your stomach, gut instinct, intuition. It's about paying attention. The High Priestess sees a lot, but she doesn't necessarily talk about everything that she sees. Sometimes this card can represent uh, the advice of not, particularly if this is about a new idea you have, particularly a new creative idea you have about work, about a project, about something that you're working on, or something that you're thinking of starting or working on. The High Priestess can also be maybe some cautionary advice about maybe now is not the time to kind of put it out there to the public yet or talk too much about it. Kind of keep it to yourself while you're working on building up the foundations of this. This card is also asking you to have faith, trust in whatever your gut instinct and your intuition is. I feel like this Page of Wands energy that we start the month with, um, it's kind of like, again, out of this challenging, even painful place or experience that you've had, there's this new idea, this new desire, something uh, taking like a birthing process is going on inside of you. And it feels very new and young and in the early stages yet. And it's about an idea you have. It could be a creative project, it could be another line of work, it could be anything really, depending on who's watching. But I feel like the High Priestess is saying, You may not want to talk too much about it yet while you're still in the process of putting it together and starting work on it, but have faith in that. That's something coming up from inside of you. Trust in that. It's typically divine timing and orchestration at play here too. I mean, you've got three major arcana cards here. This idea, this inspiration is coming to you for a reason, and you're meant to follow that and to have faith in that. Because that's what the high priestess does too. She's so in tune with her connection to the divine, with her own sense of intuition and knowing that she goes where she feels led to go because she has faith that that she's being led, that she's on the right path, that things are unfolding as they're meant to. She has faith in that. So whatever it is that's birthing itself inside of you, Taurus, you're being asked to have faith in that and to follow that. Maybe not speak about it too much while you're putting it together, but definitely have faith in that and follow that because you're being led towards a new beginning. Even though it looks like there may be some resistance, which I think is just coming from maybe some fears and insecurities and perhaps some self-doubt about whether or not this is a ridiculous idea or whether or not it's, it's a viable idea. You're being led in a certain way. Now, next to that, we have a very powerful combination of two major arcana cards together. We have the Fool and the Hierophant. They're almost contradictory energies, and for some of you, I feel like it's kind of being pulled in one way or another. The Fool is about kind of stepping outside your comfort zone and taking a risk, that it's perfectly all right and sometimes necessary to do that in order to have a new beginning. The Fool represents new beginnings, the beginning of the beginnings, the breath before the first step, kind of like that place in between a complete ending, which it looks like you may have gone through a very challenging one, and a brand new beginning. It's that little in between time where the possibilities are infinite. Anything's possible. Everything's possible. The Fool reminds us that the real joy and value and beauty is in the journey itself, not so much in being destination focused or goal obsessed. It's good to have goals and to have steps and work to meet those steps, work towards our goals. But the Fool, again, like the High Priestess, has almost the childlike faith and confidence in the divine and knowing that he's going to get where he's meant to go and the manner in which he's meant to get there and the timing that he's meant to get there in, as long as he does what's in front of him to do, because he's all about the journey itself, stepping outside the comfort zone, taking a risk in order to have these new beginnings. Now, the Fool is paired with the Hierophant, which is a little bit of a different energy. The Hierophant is all about convention, tradition, walking the prescribed path, crossing the T's, dotting the I's. It can represent higher education, institutions of learning, churches, organized religions, corporations, businesses, etc. The tried and true. There is a certain element of a certain sacrifice of individuality with the Hierophant, but the payoff is that you get to belong to a group of people who are kind of under the same umbrella doing the same thing. It's neither positive or negative depending on where it falls. It can be somewhat at opposite ends sometimes with the Fool. This can represent needing to perhaps walk a balance in between the two, but I feel like for a lot of you, it's a struggle that you're going through the month of December. Whatever this new thing is, whether it's got to do with job or career or even an artistic project or about a relationship itself, there's a certain aspect of it that feels risky, foolish, silly even, but it feels like you're being led there, you're being compelled to that. And the Hierophant energy is about staying where you are, staying with the tried and true, staying with the familiar, wanting to hold on to the familiar. Your crowning card is echoing that too, the Four of Pentacles, holding on to the foundations that you have or holding on to what you have left because you're afraid of losing, perhaps holding on a little too tightly to what you have left. But I really feel quite strongly that you're being compelled in a new direction. The universe is guiding you to a new direction. You're being asked to have faith in that. But it feels like there's a bit of a struggle for you, Taurus, and wanting to hold on to what's safe and familiar and known, even if it's not working for you anymore. But something is still compelling and drawing you in a new and different direction. At or towards the end of December 2016, Taurus, we have the combination of the Ace of Pentacles followed by the Nine of Swords. So the Ace of Pentacles, more of that earth energy. The Ace of Pentacles, aces represent new beginnings, new pathways, the beginning of something which has the potential to grow into something quite beautiful. in a very tangible sort of way. This is if it's a creative idea or an idea for job business, your own business, maybe it's an entrepreneurial idea. This really has the potential to pay off for you in dollars and cents. The Ace of Pen or in some other kind of tangible way. The Ace of Pentacles can sometimes represent an actual gift to a monetary gift, a gift of money or resources somehow, but it has the potential to actually grow and manifest if it's planted, if it's nurtured, if it's taken care of. Otherwise, a seed will remain a seed if it's not planted and taken care of so that it can grow to its proper and full fruition. So at the end of the month, there's the opportunity, the chance to have a brand new beginning in a very tangible way. And you may be getting the actual resources you need to affect this new change, but it feels like you're still a little afraid of it. It's very new. It may seem kind of risky to you, and there's some reluctance and resistance. And I think it's just fear and insecurity, maybe some self-doubt about it. The Ace of Pentacles can also represent the moving card or a new job because it's new beginnings in a very tangible way. And this card often comes up for when somebody moves or relocates or begins a new job or both, which can be quite overwhelming because everything's new. And again, there's this sense of being afraid of it because it's new and foreign and wanting to hold on to the safety of what's familiar. And that's echoed in the accompanying card, which is the Nine of Swords, which is a card of a lot of stress, anxiety, and worry of being kind of stuck in your head and your thoughts going around and around. But the energy of the Nine of Swords is somewhat illusionary. It's keeping this woman up all night. But this card often shows up when somebody is spending too much time and energy in their heads worrying about something, making it out to be much worse or much bigger than is actually reflected in the reality of their external environment. Because what you're being propelled towards, even though it may feel a little foreign or risky or new and scary, it has the potential to play out and manifest quite beautifully. So be vigilant against this energy, Taurus. Things are going to work out fine for you. I don't like to see this card for you. So be vigilant against this energy. And when those fears and doubts and insecurities come up, find a way to reassure yourself. I mean, forewarned is forearmed. That's why we watch these videos and do these videos. So come up with a game plan, whatever it is that helps you, even in the short term when you get too stressed out. Have kind of a plan in place. So when this doubt, this fear, this insecurity comes up, you have a way to deal with it. So that you can either reverse the energy of this or greatly lessen its impact. Because again, whatever you're being propelled towards coming out of this difficult and challenging place may feel scary and foreign and unknown. And you may have some self doubt as to whether it's going to work out or you have the ability to do it. But it has the potential to manifest into something quite fruitful and fulfilling and be able to give back to you in the end. So your crowning card is the Four of Pentacles, more earth energy here. This is about holding on to the foundations that you've built. Uh, Sometimes it's about holding on a little too tightly out of fear, though. I see this card come up sometimes for people who have lost a lot or have had a lot taken away from them. Perhaps that's this painful place that you've come from. And they hold very tightly, they cling very tightly to what they have left because they're afraid of losing what they have left or of losing any more. And it can speak, the advice of this card can be to open up a little bit more, to be a little more relaxed about it and not be so afraid that you get stuck and unable to move forward. So it looks like that's the challenge for you this month, Taurus, of letting go of the old, letting go of what no longer serves you, and moving forward in a new direction. Maybe having a new idea about the direction you're going into, a new project, a new home, relocating, a new job, whatever it is for you, a new relationship, or taking something in a totally different direction. It feels like you're kind of torn between safety and familiarity and brand new beginnings that you're really unsure of. So it looks like you're headed in the right direction. Be good to yourself. Be vigilant against this Nine of Swords energy. It's not everything that you're turning it out in your head to be. It's not that big and it's not that bad. In fact, it looks like it may be quite rewarding for you in the end if you plant these seeds and do what you need to do to help them grow and manifest. So, really quite a nice reading. I like this reading for you, Taurus. Just don't let your fears and doubts and insecurities rule you for the month of December. Enjoy the holiday season and take care of yourself and let go and open up just a little bit more. So, Taurus, I hope you've enjoyed this reading. I hope you at least have found it useful, that it gives you some food for thought on how to navigate through the month of December 2016. I thank you very much for watching it. And again, if any of you are interested in a personal one-on-one reading for yourself or as a gift for someone else, you can email me directly at Maggie, the number one, McGuire at gmail.com. I would be very happy to work with you. I will see you all again in a couple of weeks for the December 2016 mid-month general readings. And until then, Taurus, as always, I wish you joy, peace, blessings, and a happy life. And I hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.